Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jules, here for WhatCulture.com, joined by the effervescent cup of coffee that keeps me awake in the morning, Adam Nicholas, and the dysentery-style shite that you do straight afterwards, Adam Wilborn. We have just finished watching the Raw after WrestleMania, and it was, to quote my own self, pretty banterous. So, let us go through the card. Adam Wilborn is going to run through, and we're going to tell you what went down.
What went down?
There's a lot of stuff.
Off, with two promos from the new champions, the WWE champion and the Universal champion, Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston.
The crowd went absolutely wild for this. They were loving every second, drinking it all in, because these two champions, they had proved themselves time and time again, and now they finally have the platform to show everyone what they're about.
Yep.
And they announced that they were going to go one-on-one for all the marbles later on in the night, and the crowd was very excited.
In what they were calling a winner-take-all match, following on from the match we saw at WrestleMania between Ronda, Becky and Charlotte. A great idea, some would think, for to give yourself a bloody heart attack.
Yep.
Because who would you want to lose that match? I don't know. But thankfully, we might not have had to deal with that, but we'll find out more about that one as we get moving on. Adam Wilborn.
Next up, there was a championship match immediately taking place in the ring. It was a rematch. I thought we got rid of them, but anyway, it was Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins taking on the Revival for the Raw Tag Team Championships, and a match that we thought the Revival could well win, because we thought it'd just be a little hot shot under the belt like they usually do with Zack Ryder around WrestleMania.
To be honest, I was really surprised at the fact that they did not just hotshot the belts back over to the Revival. It was actually quite a competent match. It showed both teams pretty strong. The Revival were made to look a bit foolish time and time again, because it's like, how can you not put away, Hawkins after a 269 nice defeat? But this now puts him and Zack on a winning streak.
They're actually on a winning streak. Kurt Hawkins is now 2 matches in all, if you count his last 2 matches, of course.
Yep.
And they kept the tag team titles. I wasn't expecting it. We were expecting the new tag titles to be unveiled. They were not. They might not even be a thing at this point. It might just be a big rumour from the internet wrestling community. But as it stands, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins still your tag team champions. Adam Wilborn.
Yes, it was absolutely fantastic.
It was really interesting, because I think we assumed that they were just going to hotshot them, but it seems like they've got bigger plans for Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, it's one of those things where, like, you have to say, where are they going to take this team? Because everyone thought they were a joke. Everyone thought that they were just going to pass them back to the Revival. They haven't introduced any new enemies yet, but still, it could be that what we're going to see now is perhaps the WWE taking time and listening to the fans by saying, hey, look, this is an internet superstar and a guy down on his luck. Let's give them both a chance and make them into new blue-collar working-class heroes. Oh, come on, I can dream. I can dream.
As if you needed any more example of WWE just sticking one of them up to the fans. We were brought out then. We brought out Baron Corbin, the guy who ended Kurt Angle's career at WrestleMania. And Kurt Angle got a bit of retribution tonight, didn't he?
He did indeed. Basically what happened is that they were both in the ring. He pretended to shake Baron Corbin's hand and said, look, the better man won. I will accept my cakes and eat them until I grow fat. And then he delivered a sweet angle slam that knocked Baron Corbin's very tacky gold chain straight off his neck. But then, all of a sudden, watch out message boards, it's Lars Sullivan.
Lars Sullivan has arrived on the main roster properly. We know he was meant to. He had a little bit of an issue outside of WWE. It looks like that could be sorted now, because he has arrived properly and he didn't waste any time in making an impact, as he absolutely destroyed poor old Kurt Angle, adding another third bald man to the ring in less than a couple of minutes. And yeah, Lars Sullivan has arrived.
Now, two things I want to quickly point out. One, it's very, very good that Lars has been able to go away, rest, recuperate, and actually come back to the ring end of the WWE's wellness policies and everything like that. And I'm glad to see that he's been getting the support that he needs. Mental health is an incredibly thing that you need to take care of. But secondly, that was also weirdly, why did he do a diving headbutt? I thought that they were banned. I thought that was a very bad move that you should not do at all in the slightest. Anyway, he did one, and he tore Angle a new one in his chest.
Right, speaking of returns to the ring, next up we had Alexa Bliss taking on Bayley, and she really didn't mess about here, did she? Bayley was sort of showcasing a bit of a harder side, but at the end of the day, Alexa Bliss was always going to win this one.
What we should point out is this came from a Twitter spat that Alexa Bliss fired out, saying that because Sasha and Bayley had lost their titles, she thought she could beat either of them in a match. We had to wait. It was Bayley who came out. Alexa Bliss did not disappoint. Very good to see her back in a ring wrestling again, where she belongs if she's fully fit. And yeah, she made light work of Bayley, and she could be starting what could be her road back to potentially a women's title shot.
Fantastic to see her back in the ring. Although the finish was a bit quick, the DDT didn't look like it got as full impact as it probably should have done, but still fantastic to see Alexa Bliss back.
And we will take anyone in the women's title picture ahead of Lacey Evans, who made an appearance after Becky Two Belts came out to show off and rub it in Ronda and Charlotte's face. A great promo interrupted by the most restrained person on the roster.
Now I have to say, Becky's promo was actually one of the highlights of the night because she called Ronda Rousey a little weirdo and just referred to Charlotte as just Rick's daughter, so it was Ronda and Rick's daughter. That was fantastic. But when Lacey Evans came out, you might not have felt the same way. I absolutely loved this. I thought she came out and she finally did something because she took her big fist and she planted it right in her ear.
So this is what we wanted to see, something from Lacey Evans. Yes, it's all been very confusing up to this point, but we finally got something out of it. The one thing I would say is she smashed Becky with the right hand, which is normally her finisher, the woman's right.
Yes.
And Becky did not go down. Yes, she's the champ, but still not a great thing. If the Big Show chucks his big fat fist around, then you know it's going to cause some bother. And if Lacey Evans does it, perhaps it would be a smart move to have that have some more impact. Over to you, Adam Wilborn.
I bet she regretted wearing those heels when they were scrapping on the ramp because she was slipping all over the place. Eventually they were separated by officials, and we moved on next to a tag team match between Alistair Black and Ricochet and Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. And I was sat there going, oh good, here comes Bobby Roode's heel turn. Nope.
Well, I mean, you get it slightly in the fact that he punched Ricochet in the back of the head after the match, but there was no full immediate heel turn. These guys are destined to be great heels, though, because they're so pompous and overblown, but that didn't happen. What did happen was some excellent in-ring work from Ricochet and Alistair Black, but if you've seen anything of our coverage of NXT, you'll know everything about this match. It was high-flying, it was quick, it was technical, and everything that the crowd wanted. Excellent way to move things in from the mid-card of the evening into the sort of main event, really.
I can't really add anything more to that other than the fact that, as Adam said, we got a little bit of a tease for a heel turn. We really would have rather seen Bobby Roode go full heel, maybe even on Chad Gable. He was the one who took the pin. Wasn't the case tonight, but ultimately a by the numbers tag match, realistically.
Dean Ambrose's final match was next. That's bollocks. We all know he isn't leaving the WWE. He was meant to face Bobby Lashley. That just didn't really happen. Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush came out. Lio Rush held the microphone and decided he couldn't be asked to speak. Handed it to Bobby Lashley and he said, Dean, don't worry after you've left. I'll take care of your wife. He didn't take too kindly to that, did he?
No, he did not. And there was a quick second shot of Renee Young sitting at desk looking very horrified at the prospect of that. But then Dean sort of really went full bore. Took Lashley up the ramp, managed to make Lio Rush look like an absolute idiot by when he ran towards him. He bounced off of him and just went, no, I'm not having any of that. Then unfortunately he got put through a table. This is Dean Ambrose getting put through a table, and the parting shot of the match that never actually started, was of Bobby and Leo walking away, and Renee Young going over to her husband and just going, are you alright? With the crowd going, thank you, Dean.
Yep.
I don't know why they were chanting that, because Dean isn't going anywhere. Next up, though, another championship match. Sami Zayn is back in the WWE.
Not wrong, you know.
Hey guys, I'm Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was deliberate or probably wasn't. He slipped over as soon as he came out. But anyway, he came out, he said, I'm back, I fancy a match. Who fancies coming out? Out came Finn Balor and he went, sod it, new IC title on the line. I don't even need to be the demon to beat you. So, he had a match.
Had a match. Sami Zayn slipping on the floor was the funniest thing of the night for me, I think. But he managed to recover. He didn't seem shook up by it. But the match went on against Finn Balor. Ultimately, Finn would get the victory over Sami despite him just returning. There was a lot of banter from Sami throughout the match, which suggested he was going to be a heel on his return. And we weren't disappointed, because when he finished, he cut a scathing promo on the WWE Universe, basically suggesting they were all a gang of twats, which, to be fair, in as many words, he's not wrong, especially given the way that we all ended up acquiescing WWE's request to be a gang of idiots following some rather weird stuff that happened. But we'll get to that in a second. Just be patient for a minute.
What do you think of Sami Zayn and the future for him in the WWE? Because he said he sort of blamed the fans and he said, I'm not actually bothered about being back, and I'm certainly not bothered about being around the fans again. What do you make?
I mean, to be honest, I would just love to see him and Kevin Owens just team up again. When they were together, they were the best. They were just smarmy arsehole heels, and I absolutely loved it to pieces. So little less of this, whatever it is, and more just big boots in the face and more little cheeky little hat tucks like that, you know what I'm saying? John Brown style.
Got to see the Undertaker.
Woo! Yes.
Sorry about that.
There was no one in the entire centre that wasn't on their feet in respect, and some would say, is it really the Undertaker? It was. It is.
It was Undertaker. What a lovely thing that was for everybody. Great to see him. Nice to know he's still kicking around.
Are you right there, Adam?
He's still old, for anyone who wants to know.
Right, okay.
And yeah, he's still not dead. That's a good thing. So there you have it. Let's move on,
We should prefix that by saying that this interrupted an Elias segment, and we basically got the fallout of Elias's magnum opus rock opera. He says that he's concocting, and he said, what was the line he said? The next person to interrupt me is a dead man. And then speaking to some guy on the elevator back there, he goes, "Well, I knew the Undertaker was coming out after that." "Oh, did you now? Well done, genius." Anyway, sorry, that was a bit
about
mean.
as subtle as the Undertaker's presence in the ring. How about that? Anyway, carry on.
I want to get to the main event of the evening in a second, but we just skipped over something I wanted to mention. And that was what appeared to be a Bray Wyatt sock puppet. I thought it was an advert.
Oh my God.
It wasn't.
What was that?
Basically, to sum this up really quickly, a cardboard box, a camera slowly zooming in, and then from inside the cardboard box,
Okay.
this happened. Alright? Alright? Honestly, I feel like you might think we're making that up. So when you watch Raw, that is about as accurate of a portrayal as you'll get of literally a sock puppet in the shape of a buzzard. I made the joke because I thought it was an advert saying follow the buzzards. It turns out it might well be the thing.
Well, the only thing I thought, it was either that or it was going to be the Skeksis from Dark Crystal, the Jim Henson creation, and that it was just one of their little offspring that they just left in a box.
Main event time. It was winner take all. So who took home all the belts?
Sorry, we have one thing we've missed.
What?
We missed the most important thing. Mojo Rawley, man in a mirror.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, okay, right. So guys, this was without a doubt, even though we've just talked about a bird head and a box, Mojo Rawley did his man in a mirror segment again, but this time the mirror was fractured and he had face paint on, which made it look like a fractured sort of double helix thing going on there. It was mental. I loved it.
He looked like he'd been using Iron Man's core in his eye in the second film where it started to fragment through his skin. That's what it was, and it was utter. Moving on.
Sick reference, bro. Your references are off the chart.
Thanks, bro.
Main event time. Winner takes all. Who would go home with the WWE and Universal Championships? Yeah, they just sort of both got to take home their own belts because we got an interruption. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Bray Wyatt? Is it going to be someone being brought up that we've not seen from the independent scene? Is it going to be Adam Cole, baby?
Why would you do that when you've got no voice?
Yeah.
No, it's the bar.
I'm sorry, it was the bar. The bar interrupted. They turned up and spoiled the match where it was supposed to be winner take all. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm rather happy about it because I didn't want to see Seth or Kofi Kingston lose their title belts. My heart could not have taken it, and so we saw the bar interrupted. And yes, as I'm sure you probably assumed, I agree, ridiculous. That is the alarm for a bad booking decision. But as it happens, the bar interfered, ruined the match, and as a result, Seth Rollins was like, well, I tell you what, me and you are going to finish this match later, Kofi, but for now, let's kick the bar's arse, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, you say that, they did do that, but as soon as that decision was made, the crowd went utterly wild for the fact that they're just like, look, we're not having any of this. There was horrible chants of arsehole, bullshit, this is rubbish, effectively.
Yep. CM Punk.
AEW chants. Basically, remember I was talking about the fans doing daft stuff and going mad? Well, that's exactly why. Can't argue with why they did it, because why on earth would you try and book that at all on one of the most exciting Raws, knowing the crowd? But hey, maybe that's what Vince wants, because I told you we got everything we wanted last night, and what happens now? 5 years of madness, and it starts tonight. Mark my words.
We did see a major return we haven't mentioned yet though tonight, and that was the return of Beach Balls.
Oh yeah, they came back in force, and Cesaro was the absolute officer on duty.
The two of them have got to have been plants.
Yeah. He's had enough of it. But basically what happened is that the Beach Balls came into effect big and proud, and Cesaro started to hop every barricade he could, grab the Beach Balls and rip them apart as basically the officer. He was no fun done on tour.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was just a rubbish end to it, really.
Do you know what, the match was really good?
Yeah,
there were loads
no
of
one
great
cared
spots,
at that point.
and that's a real shame, because I feel like it got overshadowed, and as Raw went off the air with the sight of Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins holding up their championship, and they did the whole thing of like, yeah, you're alright thing. Then the brackets had gone, the little watermark had gone. off air, and Seth was like, look, Kof, come back here, mate. Seriously, you guys owe him an apology because he's absolutely bloody brilliant. Everyone then went face turn on the whole event.
He said, you're pissed off, I'm pissed off, blah, blah, blah.
Then they got Dean Ambrose out, and Dean Ambrose came back down and he cut a really nice promo, actually just saying, like, you know, it's not about the building itself, it's not about the steel and the wood and where you wrestle or where we come from, it's about the people who are in these arenas.
I don't know why he did it. He's going to be there next week, so...
No, he's leaving, mate.
He's not leaving.
No, he is leaving.
They've never used such fanfare for someone leaving the WWE, literally ever. So it's not happening. It's all a work, and I don't buy it. But anyway...
It all ended with...
It was a nice feeling, I suppose, at the end.
Roman Reigns came out. Seth Rollins was
there. Go on, then.
Yeah, there is his comeback.
This was worth coming back for, and that
is what went down. The Raw after WrestleMania. If you want to see more content like this, then you can go to WhatCulture Wrestling or follow me at RetroJ with a 0 over on Twitter.
You can follow me on Twitter at It's Adam Nicholas.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Adam
My Sticky Shoes.
At Adam Wilborn. I'm off for a green tea for me throat.
Catch you later, guys. Bye.
That was what went down.